My name is Leah Sanderson, and I'm the development director at the Wellhouse. And the Wellhouse is a residential restoration provider in St. Clair County. We have 63 acres, just a really peaceful property. Our buildings that are on that property all house survivors of human trafficking who have experienced sexual exploitation in their trafficking. And we have women, 2 homes for women and 1 home for girls, ages 11 to 18. So really the ages we serve are 11 and up. And we're able to serve around 75 women and children annually, providing everything from medical care to counseling services, case management, financial literacy classes, life skills, really everything that you would need to rebuild your life, often from nothing. I think you don't do this work unless it's personal. And so for me and my team, a lot of us have a story. And so a lot of times that it, in some way, shape, or form, a lot of our staff are also in recovery alongside our residents. And so you have just this connection of, okay, we're gonna stay in recovery, we're gonna commit to sobriety. For others of us, we know what it feels like to experience sexual abuse. 1 in 3 women have been abused in their life, whether they've been trafficked or not. And so I think our staff all have a story connected to why we care about these women so much. And I think you hear these women's stories once you start working at the Wellhouse. It's just remarkable. The resilience, the strength, the wisdom that they carry, it will just mark you forever. This isn't gonna work if we just have a Wellhouse doing this or just have a Covenant Rescue Group doing this. And so we're gonna have to work as a team. And so I think that's when really a lot of survivors started getting the help that they needed, because Wellhouse doesn't bust down doors. And so we need you guys to do that kind of front end work of where are these women? How do we find them? And how do we safely get them out so that they can come to the Wellhouse? The other partnership that you guys have helped us a ton with is decreasing demand, and in that sense, arresting Johns who are purchasing sex. And in that regard, we're able to spread more awareness about, hey, the sex industry does not exist if people are unwilling to purchase sex. You guys have helped a ton in bringing awareness to how often that's happening. There's just a vital gap that Covenant Rescue Group has filled that the Wellhouse wouldn't be able to do. We always have a survivor story in our quarterly newsletter. And our recent one was for our winter newsletter that we published last month. And it just really struck me because part of her story was having an advocate. And she builds a relationship with this advocate. This advocate tells her about the Wellhouse. And I have a little snippet of it I can read. She says, I began at the Stabilization Center, which is the first place that a survivor comes on campus, overwhelmed by the surreal nature of my new reality. And slowly I immersed myself in learning about the Lord, and it became crystal clear that He had been by my side all along, guiding me. And the burning shame of my past transformed into an unquenchable fire for Jesus, lighting my soul anew with fervor. 1 Peter 1:13-16 became my life's anthem, urging me towards holiness and away from the shackles of my former life. She said she took one step in front of another, and now all 30 of her charges are being set for expungement this month. And that February of 2025, she's planning on graduating, and her dreams are coming true in her life, including bringing her youngest daughter to join her at the Wellhouse after she graduates. So obviously it's just emotional thinking about a woman who thought she would never have a life outside of trafficking, being able to live with her daughter again. It's always just about the one, if one woman's life gets to be changed and she no longer has to live in the shame and the addiction that she was in, it just feels worth it. And so, one day we hope to be out of a job. I think it's possible, but until then, we just have to keep thinking about the one person that could benefit from our services.